I don't know why in the devil this stuff continues to happen when it comes to black people and police officers, but yet we got another case of police homicide against a citizen, and this is despite the fact that this citizen called 911 for help because his home was being broken into. You can't make this stuff up. You really can't. And I want to warn everybody before we begin that the video is going to be disturbing and it is graphic in nature. Viewer discretion is advised. Once again, this video we're about to show, it's going to be disturbing. It's going to be graphic. Viewer discretion is advised. And we're going to go to the video right now without further ado. DJ, spin that shit.
Medium build, red jeanie wearing a black sweatshirt and dark black pants.
Hey, they said they made entry. We got to go in there.
Yeah, we have to go in. Hey, one way over a broken window and break up the street. We're going to make entry.
Kick it! Yeah.
Metro Police!
Metro Police!
Metro Police!
Metro Police! Hey!
I had to stop it at that point because the obvious happened at that point right there, right? So, I mean, this thing's disgusting, man. I mean, these stupid ass fucking cops, man. You know what I'm saying? And I find it funny that, you know, whenever they have encounter with white people, then all of a sudden now they find their training. So it's not a training issue, right? So I'm gonna read this report, and I'm gonna try my best to get through it without getting all pissed off. All right. The Las Vegas Metro police officers who shot and killed a homeowner during a burglary call was at the same residence hours earlier for an incident involving the same people. On Tuesday, November 11th, Las Vegas Metro Police Department officer Alexander Bookman shot and took out 43-year-old Brandon Durham after Durham called 911 to report a home invasion. Now, Durham told the dispatcher that he was inside his home with his 15-year-old daughter and said he was locking himself in the bathroom as the two people entered the home. Alejandra Boudreaux, 31 years old of Seattle, Washington, is accused of breaking into the home and attacking Durham. In the seconds before the shooting, Durham and Boudreaux struggled over a knife. As you saw with the in this thumbnail that is on the screen right now. Alejandro Boudreaux is holding the knife. The victim is pinning her to the wall, and he is unarmed. But he gets a headshot, and he gets 5 other bullets for his troubles. Just disgusting, man. Just disgusting. Unacceptable. Boudreaux and Durham met on a dating app a month ago. In an interview with police, Boudreaux said they had a casual sexual relationship. After the shooting, Boudreaux told the cops that she broke into a home in an attempt for police to shoot and kill her, according to a document first obtained by News 8 or 8 News Now. Now, records show that investigators obtained Tuesday's reveal officers were called to Durham's home late on the evening of November 10th, about 24 hours before the fatal shooting, for a disturbance. Durham, who was not at home when he made the call around 11:30 p.m. on November 10th, told police his ex-friend named Marie refused to leave, according to documents. Marie is Boudreaux's middle name, according to records. Now, Bookman arrived at the house at around 12:11 a.m. At around 12:40 a.m., police notes indicates Boudreaux agreed to leave and left for Harry Reid International Airport. The officer who made the note that Boudreaux packed up and left was Bookman. It was unclear from the notes if Bookman interfaced with Boudreaux or Durham, or if Bookman entered the home. The notes indicate that during the disturbance, Durham returned to the home around midnight and told officers that Boudreaux was refusing to leave. Because there was no arrest involved in the call, the responding officers did not create an arrest report or fill out the detailed documents about the call. Now, the call mentioned in Boudreaux's arrest report after the officer-involved shooting, which happened 24 hours later. Now, Durham was at a hotel with another female when Boudreaux was at his house. Police said about the initial disturbance call in the arrest report. Durham called the police and Boudreaux agreed to leave the house. Boudreaux left the house and used an Uber to go to the airport where she stayed until her flight. Now, there's no mention in the report that Bookman was a responding officer on both calls. At the airport, Boudreaux learned her ticket was canceled because it was purchased with a stolen card. She then planned to return to Durham's house. It is unclear why it appeared Boudreaux spent nearly a day at the airport before learning she had no ticket. That's odd. How do you go to an airport and not realize that you don't have a ticket? Or how do you realize that the card was stolen? And you were there at the airport a whole day? That doesn't make sense to me at all. But whatever, we're just going to continue on, right? At no point during the press conference where officials described the events leading up to the officer-involved shooting and showed body cam video did anyone mention Bookman was previously at the residence involving the same parties. It is unclear if the department made that connection at the time or if it had any relevance to the shooting or the investigation. Now, Metro Police placed Bookman on paid administrative leave pending the outcome of the investigation, and the family has called for Clark County District Attorney Steve Wolfson to impose criminal charges against Mr. Bookman. Now, Wolfson said the investigation was in its embryo stages and that it would take weeks, if not months, for the police department to complete. After the investigation is complete, the DA's office will determine whether or not to file criminal charges against any of the officers involved. Now, police identified Boudreaux as a female, though jail's records identify her sex as male. What the fuck? Hold up. Now, things have gotten way more crazy than what it was. So this woman, supposedly a female, but her jail records say she was a male? That's crazy. That is just crazy and insane. Wow. So could there be a possibility that this individual is a transformer more than meets the eye? Could this be a possibility that this person here is a transformer? Just insane. Police documents refer to Boudreaux's sex as female, though it appeared Durham told police Boudreaux was a male. Wow. Then another report adds more context to this. So one report said they met on a dating app. Another report said that she met Durham through the work related to the real estate industry. This would lead to a casual intimate relationship. So I'm trying to figure out, is this person here a dude or a female? Because this person got jail records saying that they is a male. This man here is carrying on a relationship with a tranny. Now, Boudreaux told police she grew frustrated with Durham having multiple relationships. And there it is. There's the motive right there. There's the motive right there. If there's any motive that will drive somebody to go into batshit crazy mode, right? Typically, more often than not, it has to do with either money or jealousy. Because we all know the 7 deadly sins, right? And these deadly sins cause people to go on these acts, which can end up taking somebody's life, right? Just crazy. We all know what those deadly sins are: lust, envy, gluttony, greed, sloth, wrath, and pride. Inappropriate or excessive sexual desires. I mean, you just look at this person and all you want to do is get them bucket naked. Just disgusting. Crazy. Then she says that she wanted the cops to shoot her dead and she wanted him to live in the records that was caused in the house. Boudreaux explained to police that she's been feeling suicidal for a few days and wanted to be shot by police. According to the arrest report, Boudreaux used rocks to break windows around the home. She then found a propane tank and broke a car window. She entered the home through breaking a window near the front door. The report says she initially had 2 knives, then dropped one of them as she initiated a struggle with Durham in the doorway of the bedroom. When police arrived, one witness explained they heard Durham yelling for help. The witness heard Brandon say, "She's going to stab me, she's going to stab me, please come help, quick." Court documents revealed Boudreaux told police they shot the wrong person. When asked if Boudreaux felt responsible for Durham getting shot, she said, "Of course, I feel like I'm responsible." Boudreaux also then claimed officers could have used their taser. Now, according to Officer K. Brogdon, Officer Bookman fired his gun within a half a second of entering the home. Officer Brogdon identified Alejandro Boudreaux as wearing a red hoodie once he realized the initial suspect description. Now, Boudreaux is scheduled to appear in court on November 25th. Can't make this stuff up. You know, it really pisses me off that an innocent man has to die due to the incompetence of police officers. A man is calling for help and he ends up dead as a result of that. So what the fuck is the use of calling for help? You got a jealous, raging girlfriend trying to kill you. Well, she ain't a girlfriend, she's just a fuck. Somebody just to get a nut, but you're not really in no committed relationship. And she's trying to kill you, and then you got the cops who you call for help. They're coming in trying to kill you, and one of them dead. So my question is, why isn't there charges for the police officer? And don't give me this bullshit about they have to make split-second decisions and this such a hard job and all that. Well, guess what? It's the price you pay for the games you play. Don't give me that bullshit, right? I don't hear that bullshit about, oh, this is such a hard job and that, they got to make split-second decisions and it's a life-or-death situation and that they fear for their life. Don't give me that bullshit. Don't do it. Don't do it. Because if that job was that difficult, if it was that hard, then why'd you take the job to begin with? Now, mind you, this is our taxpayer dollars that pays their salary. And yet, black folks, more often than not, are getting gunned down in their own home. We just saw what happened earlier this year with Sonia Massey. right? Who remember the Sonia Massey case, right? Sonia Massey called cops for assistance, and then Sean Grayson ended up killing this woman in her own home. We all know what happened with Breonna Taylor, right? Cops got a bullshit ass warrant, went to the house, gunned down Breonna Taylor in her own home. The Air Force guy, Robert Fortson, earlier this year, right? Robert Fortson was a guy who was an airman, currently serving active duty in the Air Force. Soon as he opened his door, he got shot dead. Ain't got no criminal record, ain't got nothing wrong with him, but yet he ends up dead at the hands of a police officer. Because, you know, these cops that get this training, they get told to pretty much shoot first and ask questions later. It's just disgusting of what's going on right now. And it really pisses me off because, again, you got white folks white supremacists that can go into a supermarket, open fire, kill 10 black folks, and yet he can be taken in alive. You have another situation where white supremacists go into a church, killed 9 people, including the senior pastor of the church, who was also a state senator at the time. And not only he gets taken alive, they take his ass to Burger King. So, I mean, just when will the bullshit stop? That's my question. When does the bullshit stop? And I'm glad that the family's calling for criminal charges because that police officer need to be charged too. Now, okay, who get mad and who might throw a tantrum and shit, but the fact of the matter is that police officer who was involved in that need to get charged too. Period. Because that's unacceptable. You kick down the door, man screaming for help, and yet the man who's screaming for help ends up dead. And yet this whole thing, they need to be on administrative leave. No, the motherfucker need to be fired and get charges put on his ass, similar to what happened with Muhammad Noor when he shot and killed Justine Diamond. They fired him, took his gun, he got convicted, he got sent to prison, and then some other things came into play, and then he eventually ended up getting released. And this whole qualified immunity, it has to go. Gotta go. Now, you notice that some of your usual suspects ain't being outraged about it now. None of your Tim Scotts, none of your Byron Donalds, none of your Larry Elders, Candace Owens, none of your buck dancing, sellout, coon ass niggas on the right. Where's the Kamala Harris is at? Where's the Maxine Waters at? Where are these so-called Congressional Black Caucus members that being outraged at this? Huh? You see, all you people out there getting your panties in a bunch of getting all pissed off and, you know, throwing yourselves in a hissy fit over Republicans and Democrats. And mind you, neither one of them give a fuck about black people. Neither one of them. We supposed to been had an anti-black hate crime bill. Supposed to been had all that stuff. And instead, what we get? What we get? We get nothing but a bunch of buck dancing, shoe shuffling, corn shucking, shucking and jive individuals carrying water and selling the soap for nothing. Also, they can get in close proximity to power or a seat at the table so they get their little crumbs and shit. Punk ass motherfucker. I can't stand none of you whores. For real. Just disgusting. And then, what makes it even worse, YouTube don't even want to send out notification for my videos, don't want my channel to grow. They got me shadow banned and all that, and then I got to go through hoops and all that just to get my content out. Because, see, these are the videos people need to see. This is the kind of content that needs to have attention to it so we can push the necessary people to make the necessary changes. But no, these type of videos don't go out. But who's the greatest basketball player of all time? All this other goofy bullshit gets all the traction. Oh, who's the greatest basketball player? And what did he do in court and all that? All that stupid ass bullshit getting traction, but yet videos like this don't get the traction it deserves. They need to be criminal charges put on that goddamn individual. Whoever that cop is that killed this man in his own home, yeah, he need cases put on his ass. For real. So what's taking so long? You guys let me know what y'all think about this. You're not subscribing to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, and share these videos on your social media platforms. Last but definitely not least, shouts out to the LDBC. This your man, scream at me. Hurt!